Franklin TV Sports presents Franklin Girls Lacrosse. Today, on a cloudy, cool day in the town of Franklin, the Franklin High Panthers, with a record of 14-2, and they have the 15th ranked team in the state of Massachusetts in Division I, take on the Lancers of Longmeadow High School, who make the trip from Western Mass to Franklin with a record of 11-5, and in Division II, they are number 6 in the state. Hi, neighbors, and welcome to our telecast. I'm Pete Royce. Chris Flynn alongside. We have Franklin and Longmeadow, two teams that meet somewhat usually in postseason play. But this year they're on the regular season, and part of the reason is because Longmeadow has gone independent. So they need to pick up teams, and Coach Steve Dudek likes to play teams that are really good. And so he's scheduled, along with Kristen Igo-Garino, the Franklin coach, this matchup here today. Franklin is off a big victory yesterday against Bishop Feion, 14-7. And Longmeadow, they have not played in a few days, so they'll be looking to compete here against the Panthers, the Lancers, and the Panthers on the Piscini Stadium turf. And we're ready to go. The officials for today's game are Scott Spellman and Jane Vigiant. Franklin in the home white, Longmeadow in the dark brown and white. Taking the draw is freshman Kendall Moan for the Panthers. And for the Lancers, it's going to be Claire Campbell. We're ready to go. The draw was by Nora Din, and it's a false start, and the ball will be awarded to the Lancers. And here they go from right to left across your screens. This is Madeline Schillick, one of their captains, and she advances the ball. Good movement of the ball early on by the Lancers. And they're holding, charging the net. Over in the left wing, they take it. Talk a little bit about the coaching matchup when we have a little bit of time. It's an interesting history between the two coaches. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Lancers on the first possession. It's a good one. Franklin digging in. The goalkeeper is Maisie Streisman for Franklin, the junior goalkeeper. She's been great this year. Franklin with that good defense swarming around their goalkeeper, Streisman. We'll give you the starting lineups in just a few moments. A long possession by the Lancers. And the ball is dropped. It goes to the back line. And the first turnover for Longmeadow, they'll start Sophia Siaglo, a senior, Molly Henshin, a sophomore, Nora Din, a junior, Piper Watson, a junior, Cameron Greenman, a sophomore, Natalie Matz, senior captain. Franklin trying to get it started from their own end. Carrie Conway, a freshman, Chloe Anderson, a sophomore, Julia Preston, a senior, Madeline Shylock, captain senior, Sophia Wright, senior, and Nora Vanderhoof, a sophomore goalkeeper. Franklin with its first possession, they're going to take it across the line. With it is Nora McCallum. She drops it but takes a hit in the head, and a little bit stunned there. She's adjusting her glasses. Is it taken back by Madeline Shylock. This is Shylock on the rush. Cannot get a shot off. Now she does, and she scores. Shylock one-on-one by herself. Madeline Shylock opens up the scoring here today. She took it herself. Remember, that ball was jarred loose on the other end. And it's 1-0 Lancers. The score comes at 9:51 here in the first period. Shylock, a senior midfielder. The other captain is Natalie Matz. The Franklin starting lineup, they'll have Gabby Consigli, a junior, Maeve Grasso, a junior, Julia Flynn, a junior, Morgan Lovell, a sophomore, Liza Kudish, a junior, Sophia Sacchetti, a junior, Hannah Blogensteiner, a junior, Kira Kusich, a senior, Nora McCallum, a senior, Vera Hansen, a sophomore, Maisie Streisman, a junior, and Kendall Moan, the freshman, on the faceoffs. The ball is won by the Lancers. They have it and the lead at 1-0. This is Nora Din. Min up ahead goes to Shylock, who just scored. And she'll drop it down low. And a whistle and a foul. This is going to be a free position coming up for the Lancers. And with it will be Carrie Conway, the freshman midfielder, off the right side. Has the stick off her left shoulder. Here's the whistle. It's going to be a pass, but overshooting the mark as it was intended for Sophia Siaglo. Longmeadow recovers. They take it on the invert behind the goal. Now work back out top. 1-0, Longmeadow with the lead. Franklin coached by Kristen Igo-Garino, her second full year. Everybody with a touch for the Longmeadow Lancers. Back to the top it comes. And you go around the horn with it. Around and around we go. Out top for Sophia Siaglo. And the ball is misfired, and it's going to be chased down, and Franklin with a nice bump there. That was a hustle play by Morgan Lovell, and she won the ball. Good hustle by Morgan Lovell. The two coaches, Kristen Igo-Garino and Steve Dudek, go back a long ways. In 2006, when Kristen was a star player for Framingham High School, Dudek was coaching Longmeadow. In 2 straight years, Framingham defeated Longmeadow with Kristen Igo-Garino, the star for Framingham. So their coach knows full well about Kristen Igo-Garino. He has a lot of respect for her. He feels his team plays the way she played the game because that's how she coaches the team. So he has a tremendous respect for Coach Kristen Igo-Garino. Whistle stops play. And Steve Dudek also followed Kristen in her college exploits when she was a great player at Boston College. The ball was going to go on the free position, but down below the goal for Molly Henshin. Out top for Sophia Siaglo. And this worked on the right side. Back to Siaglo. Sophia. Nice look in front, unable to shoot. And taking it back out is Sophia Wright. Longmeadow dominating on the possessions here in the early going. Very early on in the first period. Siaglo to Wright. Back out top it comes. And now to Carrie Conway. Very patient team are the Lancers. There's a foul, but it's going to be on Longmeadow. The foul was on Julia Preston, and the Panthers have it back. On the rush is Vera Hansen. Hansen, the sophomore. Franklin now gets it down below the goal for the first time today. Gabby Consigli out deep for Liza Kudish. And this is Hansen with it. 5:46 to go. First period, 1-0. Lancers of Longmeadow. Julia Flynn. Sophia Sacchetti makes her move. She drops it for Hansen. Back to Liza Kudish. Around it goes behind. Franklin with cutters. Coming in front. Consigli shoots, but is wide. She might have had her stick tapped as she tried to release that ball. And Flynn comes down with it on a nice catch. Flynn out top for Katie Ryan. Ryan drops it to a teammate, Julia Flynn. Now back to Hansen. In front with some room, the shot and the score by Julia Flynn. Beautiful movement of the ball, and Franklin has tied it at 1-1. Julia Flynn. Coach Kristen Igo-Garino calls her best athlete, her best player on the team. And she ties it at 4:58. So about 5 minutes after the Shylock goal, Flynn ties it at 1. Nice movement of the ball all the way around. Hansen, I believe, with the assist to Julia Flynn. 1-1 is the score. 4:58 to go in the second period. Glad you're with us, fans, on Franklin TV and streaming on YouTube on the Franklin Pride TV channel. With the draws, Nora Din and freshman Kendall Moan. Din, a junior. Moan pressed into action because of the season-long loss to injury for Emily Carney, one of the great players on the Franklin team. She's gone for the year with an injury, a leg injury. Long draw here. Jane Vigilant is the referee, lining up the pockets of both players. She's got it just perfect. And the whistle starts. And the nice catch by Flynn. There's the athleticism of Julia Flynn, the hockey player, coming upfield in Lacrosse. Over on the right for Liza Kudish. Franklin looking for its first lead. It's dropped by Hansen, but she comes back and picks it up on the run, on the trot, I should say. Franklin takes it down. Nowhere to go with it was Izzy Cross. Now back to Kudish. Julia Flynn, she has the Franklin goal. Takes a bump. Back to Hansen. Vera spinning through. Almost had a lane, but it closed. Now Sophia Cicchetti. Gets by two. Pass in front for Hansen. She drops it but picks it up. We go to Katie Ryan. Now back underneath. It's too strong but picked up by Consigli. Not sure she was the intended recipient, but she caught it on the bounce. In front, Cicchetti. Back out to Gabby Consigli. Back around for Katie Ryan. Franklin now running his pattern offense. Charging is Flynn. The ball is tapped away, and she takes a wicked hit. And I think this is going to be a free position, and Flynn will be awarded the free position off the left side. Julia Flynn with one goal already. Can she make it two? Right along the arc is Flynn. Waiting for the whistle. There it is. Flynn's going to shoot, and she's going to score. Julia Flynn, both goals for the Panthers. And it makes it 2-1. Franklin's first lead, it comes at 3:19. So Flynn, goal number one, goal number two. The goal for Longmeadow was Madeline Shylick. 2-1 is your score. Moan and Din on the face-off at midfield. Jane Vigilant and Scott Spellman, the two officials, they have worked together. Talked to Spellman before the game. 3:19 to go, first period. Non-conference matchup. Ball is picked up by the Lancers, and they're going to take it down. This is Madeline Shylick. Madeline holding. She's got the lone goal. She charges, double team, and it draws an offensive foul on Shylick. And Franklin will have it back. With some open space is Kudish. Liza into the offensive end. Now we'll backpedal it out, and it's overshot. It's going to be picked up by the back line of Franklin. Their defenders are back there. This is Nora McCallum, and she flips it up to Kudish. Liza to the cutter in front. Flynn. And she'll drop it back out deep for Vera Hansen. She repositions Cicchetti. And Sophia on the left wing. Picked up by Din. Cicchetti will go baseline. Now behind the goal to Katie Ryan on the invert. Ryan back in front. Nowhere to go with it. Cicchetti. And she'll drop it back for Ryan. A whistle stops play. Not sure what the call is with 1:57 to go. It's going to be a free position behind the goal for Katie Ryan. Vera Hansen looking out front. One of the possible recipients along with Julia Flynn. Also out there is Sophia Cicchetti. Cross gets it to Cicchetti for Kudish. Back out to Julia Flynn. The two Franklin goals scored by Flynn, the junior. Flynn charging, spinning through, goes down. And is there a foul called? No, it's a violation against the Panthers. 1:12 left, first period. Clock moving. No penalties so far here today. And it's put in play by Sophia Siaglo. Over on the right side from Madeline Shilek. Whistle. New start here for Din. This is she with it. Nora Din. Nowhere to go with it is Din, and she'll backpedal it out to Piper Watson. Now Shilek. Shilek charging upfield, those long strides. She's going to pass it behind the goal. And they take it back down. This is Julia Preston for Siaglo. Sophia in front. Ball is loose and saved, picked up in there by Flynn. There's that athleticism. She's probably the best player I've ever seen picking up the loose balls on the dead run. And Kristen Igo-Garino credits that to her hockey skills. This is Siaglo with the steal. She shoots, and it's wide at the buzzer. It's wide, and the first period will come to an end with that shot. So after 12 minutes of play, it's Franklin 2 and Longmeadow 1. Fans, will give you some of the latest MIAA state rankings in various sports just out yesterday. And let's take it. For baseball, Franklin is on a roll now. They started a bit slow, especially for them, but they're now 12-6 on the season. They're the 16th ranked team in the MIAA Division I baseball standings. Softball, for Coach Brianna Schaefer, they're number 29 in the state, and they're 6 wins and 12 losses. Boys lacrosse, they're rolling. Great game here recently as they have increased their mark to 14-2, and they're the number 9th ranked team in the state. This team you're watching here today, girls lacrosse, up to 11-7 on the season. They're 10-0 on the Hawk. Of course, today is a non-league game. They're the 15th ranked team in the state of Massachusetts in Division I. Their opponent, Longmeadow, plays in Division II, and they're number 6 in the state in that division. Boys tennis, number 28. They're 8-8. And Bob Pinchton's girls tennis team, now the 14th ranked team in the state with a record of 14-2. And so all of these teams will be looking to close out the regular season next week and await the pairings on MIAA's pairing system, which should be out in probably about 10 days or so. So we'll have next week to wrap it up, and then the pairings will be announced, and we'll see where Franklin is positioned. Right now, baseball 16, softball 29, boys lacrosse 9, girls lacrosse 15, boys tennis 28, and girls tennis 14. A great run for girls tennis with their head coach, Bob Pinchton. Well, here at Piscini Stadium, the rain has stopped. It was raining pretty hard earlier this morning, but it stopped just before game time, maybe about 45 minutes or so, half an hour before the game. And here, Franklin fell behind early, 1-0, but then 2 straight goals by Julia Flynn at 4:58 and 3:16. Franklin will have its last home game of the regular season on Monday as they'll host Taunton. It'll be senior night here at Piscini Stadium, senior day, 3:45 face-off. Then Franklin closes out the regular season next Thursday at 4 o'clock at Lincoln Sudbury. That's always a tough matchup, and a good game is anticipated between those two rivals who meet often, sometimes in regular season and more often than not in postseason play. So we'll see how that goes. Longmeadow will close out its regular season next week as well and await the pairing. They'll have 2 home games on Tuesday against West Springfield and on Thursday against Norwell High School. Here we go, second period. Pete Royce with you. 12 minutes up on the Piscini Stadium clock, and the second period is about to begin with Kendall Moan, the freshman, taking the draw against Nora Din, the junior. And it's won by Din. This time the Lancers will go from left to right across your screens. Panthers in the home white will go the other way. Out in front, this is Siaglo. Sophia will drop it back deep on the left side for Julia Preston. And she'll take it baseline. Picked up in there by Maeve Grasso for the Panthers. Now out top for Molly Henshin. Just underway, second period. In front. Can't get a shot off is Carrie Conway. And Siago will take it back. She'll drop it on the end line to Preston. Back on the right. Nowhere to go with it. Steve Dudek in his 18th year coaching the Lancers. In front, the shot there, and the goal on a beautiful shot. The goal put up by Sophia Wright, and we're tied at 2. Sophia Wright just found enough of the net to put it home. A little opening there, and her goal comes at 10:49 of the second period, and we're tied at 2. The second tie of the game, we had it at 1-1, now 2-2. Both teams have had 1-goal leads. Longmeadow jumped out 1-0. Franklin then got 2 in a row, make it 2-1 for their first lead. And now Sophia Wright pumps one home, the senior, at 10:49. We're tied at 2. Moan again with Nora Din. Jane Vigilant, the official, has the ball prepared in the 2 pockets, and we go. And is picked off on the nice fly. Pickoff by Sophia Siaglo, and she takes it up. Right with it, drops it on the right wing for Conway. Back around from Henshin. Now they take it behind the baseline. This is Wright, who just scored for Siaglo. Sophia is a senior midfielder. Right. No shot available for Kerry Conway. And Henshin has it back. I'm sorry, Preston. Now with it for the Lancers is Chloe Anderson. Good possession here for the Lancers. Tie game, 2-2. Still early on in the second period. Wright, who got the last goal, dishes it. Tough angle and goes back to Wright behind the net. It is picked off in dead air, picked off by Morgan Lovell. Nice pick. Lovell for the Panthers on the right out on the right wing. Charges it up the sideline, takes a bump, and she'll play on. She gets it over to Ryan. She takes a bump. I'm sorry, this is Sophia Sacchetti with that brace on her right leg. Izzy Cross, brace on her right leg. Julia Flynn to Hansen. Panthers looking to regain a lead again. Flynn takes a bump. Whistle stops play. Jane Vigilant, the side official there, made the call. And Franklin will take the free position, but it'll be off the left side for Flynn. She's got the 2 goals. Julia Flynn, nice short angle here. Flynn should be able to get a good shot off. Here she goes. No, she passes it. Interesting. To Ryan, did not go for the shot. And is back out to Gabby Consigli. Liza Kudish now for the Panthers. Back to Sophia Sacchetti. Sophia has the ball tipped away. Whistle stops play, and will Sophia Sacchetti get a free position? Yes, she will. A little better angle this time for Sacchetti. Here he is, number 11. Sacchetti charges. She shoots, and she scores. Sophia Sacchetti gives the Panthers the lead at 3-2. 3-2, Sophia Sacchetti on the free position. Put it home nicely past their goalkeeper. Nora Vanderhoof. And that goal comes at 7:47 of the second period. So Sacchetti, the first person not named Flynn to get a goal for the Panthers. Flynn has 2. For the Lancers, Shylock has 1 and Sophia Wright has 1. Here's the draw now with Moan and Nora Din. Ball is controlled by the Panthers. There's Flynn. What a great player she is. Julia Flynn. And she'll drop it for Katie Ryan. Lancers digging cross. Skip pass out top for Vera Hansen. Now for Liza Kudish. Back to Hansen. Poked away, but she grabs it. And a whistle and a foul. Play on is Vera Hansen will keep going. For Katie Ryan out top. Hansen takes the pass. Goes right side. Will take it behind the goal. Consigli drops it for Kudish. Liza reverses it for Hansen. Coming around the net. Draws a double team. Back on the right side for Consigli. Gabby. Cutter's going through. Nobody open. Franklin will restart out deep. This is Sophia Sacchetti. And the ball is dropped. Picked up by Izzy Cross. Will send it behind the goal for Gabby Consigli, and she's fouled on the play. A free start, but it'll be a free position. It'll be behind the goal for Gabby Consigli. Here we go. Gab dishes it for Flynn. She charges through, takes it behind the goal, and drops it for Izzy Cross. This is Sophia Sacchetti, who's got the last goal for the Panthers. They lead it 3-2. We're more than midway through the second period. And a whistle, and again a foul. This one is called on Molly Horniak. And it'll be a free position again for the Panthers. Consigli to Kudish. Back for Consigli, her shot and the goal. Kudish fed Consigli, and Consigli with the left-hand shot makes it 4-2. The first 2-goal lead for either team. So a nice goal by Franklin. Consigli, Gabby with her first. And that goal comes at 5:38, so just about 2:09 from the last goal. And Consigli is on the scoreboard, in the scoring column, I should say, with a goal. It's 4-2 Panthers, 5:38 to go. Second period, a penalty-free game so far. Ball is in the air. The reach for it by Moan, and who else? Julia Flynn. That's what she can do. She can gather that in on the dead run. I talked to Coach Kristinago Garino about that very fact today. She said, yes, that is due to her talent, her athleticism, her hockey experience, and so forth. This is Ryan around the goal, and she shoots, and it's saved by Vanderhoof. What a save by Nora Vanderhoof. We stayed at 4-2, coming up on the 5-minute mark to go in the second period. Good game brewing here in Franklin. Long ride out on the left wing for Nora Din. Whistle stops play, and Din will start it off. Now the whistle stops it again. It's a turnover. Franklin's get it, and now the whistle again stops play. And they're going to go to Sacchetti on the sideline to insert it. She'll take it up herself. Another whistle. Another whistle. And it's going to go to Franklin, but then they're going to come back behind midfield. Over on the left side now it goes to Hannah Blongensteiner, I should say. From right, now Sacchetti will hold it and get it to Julia Flynn. Sacchetti. Coach Kristinago Garino all the way down the sidelines, coaching up her team. Sophia Sacchetti for Vera Hansen. Vera picked up by Din, gets by her. Drops it in front for Flynn. Flynn with a couple of quick moves. Coming through. Her shot is wide. And Franklin first to the ball will retain possession with 3:37 to go here in the second period. Clock moving. Gabby Consigli with it for Franklin. Too high. Ball is loose and picked up by Vanderhoof in goal for Longmeadow. And they start out. A nice pass. Open field in the middle is Molly Henshin. Henshin's going to take it right up the middle. On the left side, the shot there in the goal. Henshin fed Julia Preston, and Preston makes it 4-3. Julia Preston scores. Good open field play by Henshin, and she found Julia Preston at 3:03. So 2:35 after the last goal, and Preston makes it a one-goal game again, 4-3. Three different players have scored for Longmeadow. Shylock, Wright, and Preston, 3 for Franklin, but Flynn has 2, along with 1 for Sacchetti and Consigli. 3:03 to go. Second period. Kendall Moan on the draw with Nora Din. There's the whistle. No, it's a different person taking the draw this time. It's going to be Madeline Shylock. And she wins it over to Siaglo, the senior midfielder. Siaglo loops one up. It's caught there by Madeline Shylock. She's got a goal. Shylock takes it in, trying to tie the game. She shoots. It's too high. In the back line there, it'll be gathered in by Piper Watson. And Longmeadow will retain possession with 2:36 left. Second period. Right to Julia Preston. Now with it is Conway. Back to right. Picked up in there by Maeve Grasso defensively. And Siaglo will be guarded by Sophia Sacchetti. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first half. Well played game here so far, very even. Wright whips one over to Siaglo. And ball is dropped and hit away by Lovell, but picked up by Wright. That's up play by Wright. Out front for Preston. Now back to Siaglo, baseline right, looking for cutters, finds one in front, driving through. The shot is saved by Streisman. She picked it out of midair. 1:25 to go, second period. Franklin 4, Longmeadow 3. Panthers deep in their own territory, some forechecking by Longmeadow. With it is Kira Kusic. Kira, now it's worked around to Sacchetti. 1:06 to go, second period. Sophia to midfield and beyond. Double team. She charges through them all, through them both. Now we'll hold it up. Less than a minute to go in the first half. Franklin's so good at scoring at the ends of periods. We'll see if they can do it here today. Kudish. Sacchetti with a nice stab for the ball. She caught it. Flynn. Julia faked the handoff and charged in. She's going to shoot. The save by Vanderhoof. A beautiful save. Ball is loose, still vying for it. And the violation here against Franklin. And it'll go over to Longmeadow with 20 seconds to go in the period. So no goal for Franklin as time was winding down in the second period. On the right, out on the left side is Nora Din. Whistle, she plays on. 10 seconds to go. Ball is loose at midfield, and Cross has it with 1 second to go. Cross takes a bump, and that's going to do it. The first period is over. Franklin led after 2-1, and at halftime they lead it 4-3. So in that period, 2 goals apiece. First period, though, won by Franklin 2-1. So we're going to take a break for about 5 minutes and come back with the exciting second half of this non-conference matchup between Franklin and Longmeadow. You're watching exciting Franklin High Girls Lacrosse on Franklin TV and streaming on YouTube on Franklin Pride TV. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Welcome back, fans, to Piscini Stadium on the Franklin High campus. Franklin and Longmeadow in girls lacrosse. We're at halftime. Franklin leads it 4-3. 55 degrees and cloudy. The rain has held off. It rained hard before the game, but it has held off during game time. And we are getting ready to start the second half. Franklin with 4 goals in the first half, 2 by Flynn, 1 by Sacchetti, and 1 by Consigli. And for Longmeadow, 1 by Shylick, Wright, and Preston. 4-3 game as we start the second half of this game. This is game number 19 on the season for the Panthers. Just a few games left after this. And we'll get ready for postseason play. The officials, Scott Spellman and Jane Vigent. Spellman has the ball in the respective pockets of Nora Din and Kendall Moan. And we're ready to start the second half. Crowd about, I'd say estimate about 100 on hand here in damp conditions at Pacini Stadium. And we're underway. This is Flynn. 2 first period goals for the Panthers. And Flynn will go back on one hop. It goes over to Nora McCallum. Now to Sacchetti across the midfield, or rather for Katie Ryan across the midfield stripe. Ryan draws a triple team and she's fouled, and she'll take it back. Ryan out for Flynn. As he crossed to her left, but she'll drop it back for Katie Ryan. Now for Vera Hansen. Liza Kudish gets a touch. Gabby Consigli baseline, so good back there. She's going to charge towards the net and drops it out deep. Ball is dropped, and Flynn gets back to it, a violation, and it'll be over on the turnover to Longmeadow. This is Madeline Shylick. She takes a bump, and she'll have the ball at midfield. Just underway here in the third period. Long pass comes down on one hop to Nora Din, the junior. Longmeadow with 6 seniors, 6 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 3 freshmen. This is Wright, Madeline Wright. She has a goal here today. I'm sorry, Sophia Wright. Now to Sophia Siaglo. Franklin digging in. 2 straight games for Franklin on 2 straight nights. Preston back to Wright. Sophia Wright in front for Sophia Siaglo. She charges, she's in front, she shoots, and she scores. Sophia Wright. Good position of the ball, and Longmeadow ties it at 4-4. Sophia Wright. And her goal comes here in the third period at 9:59. And that's 2 goals for Wright. So she has 2, Flynn has 2. We're knotted at 4. Third tie was tied at 1, 2, and now 4. Franklin at one point had a 4-2 lead, but that has evaporated with 2 straight goals, one by Julia Preston and one by Sophia Wright, her second of the game. 4-4 game. Moan can't win it. Siaglo takes it for the Lancers. And they're going to rush upfield with it, charging all the way. Whistle stops play. Looks like a free position coming up for Madeline Shylick. Shylick with a goal so far. The first goal of the game. She's all alone in the middle of the field. She charges, she shoots, and she scores. Madeline Shylick gives Longmeadow a 5-4 lead. For Shylick, her second goal, and it comes at 9:30, just 29 seconds after the Wright goal, and it is Shylick with her second goal. So she has 2, and Wright has 2, and 2 straight that's 3 straight, because at one point it was 4-2. Now it's 5-4, 3 straight goals overlapping the second period to the third quarter. 5-4 with 9:30 left in the third period. The Lancers of Longmeadow with the lead. Moan in the air, controlled by Siaglo. She's a good player. It's tapped away from her, and Flynn steals it. Flynn crosses the midfield stripe over to Sacchetti. Sophia angles to the sideline. And now we'll take it behind to Consigli. Gabby works it out, and we'll leave it to the top for Izzy Cross. Cross gets through and whistle, and she'll get a free position, but she's way out deep. Izzy Cross, we'll see what she does. She will not charge the net. She'll just drop it on the left side for Julia Flynn. Flynn around one and whistle, and she draws a foul. And she'll have the free position, but she's way out deep as well. Flynn with 2 first period goals. And she'll just drop it on the left side for Vera Hansen. 5-4, Longmeadow with the lead. They haven't led in a while. Ball is dropped, and on the fly, it's picked up in there. Nice play by Madeline Shylock. Madeline with 2 goals in the turnover. Here she comes. Shylock gets it in front, and a whistle, a bit of a delayed call, as taking a bump there was Julia Preston, and she'll have the free position. Fairly far out, however. And she'll pass it to right. Her turnaround shot is good. Good passing all the way, and Madeline Shylock makes it 6-4. 4 straight goals for Longmeadow, as Shylock now has the hat trick. And her score comes at 7:47, about 1:43 after the last goal by Shylock. So she's got 2 in a row here at 9:30 and 7:47, and it's 6-4. 4 straight goals. Remember, it was 1.4-2. It's now 6-4. And Moan and Din. It's been Din winning most of these draws. Shylock took it once, but Din is back in there. It's in the air, and this time it is controlled by Moan. Kendall Moan, the freshman, takes a hit. Franklin will have it at midfield. 6-4. The first 2-goal lead for Longmeadow. The Panthers had one lead at 2 at 4-2. Franklin to the right wing for Kudish. Back under it goes, back out to Liza Kudish. Coming up on 7:15 to go in the third period. Ball is mishandled. Sacchetti cannot get to it on the turnover. It'll go back to Longmeadow. So an unforced error there by the Panthers. And Longmeadow will have it. They'll have the ball in the lead at 6-4. It was 4-3 Franklin at halftime. Ball is upfield. This is Preston. Julia. Back to right. Madeline has it tipped away. Sophia Wright, rather. And it again is Sophia Wright. I think I called her Madeline. Sophia. It's Madeline Shylock with that name. This is Sophia Siaglo. Around it goes to Molly Henshin. Longmeadow with the lead and the ball. They're in no hurry, and Siaglo directs traffic. Clears the zone, opens it up the middle, opens up the middle for herself. Just holding it. And after the hold, now she's going to feed it over on the right wing. Back to Siaglo at top. Crosses to the left shoulder with the stick. Preston. Ball is loose and picked off in there on a nice steal by Nora McCallum. And she'll leave it for Kira Kusic. Kusic rushes upfield on the left side. Takes it over midfield. One bounce. It's picked off in there by Kudish. Out front for Consigli. Gabby starts to go in and will feed it back out to Flynn. 5:10 to go. Whistle stops play. And we have substitutes and a timeout. I believe this timeout goes to the Longmeadow coach, Steve Dudek. Looking at the Franklin season so far, 14-2 on the season, 10-0 in the Hawk. They started a bit slow with a loss against Weymouth here, then 4 wins, but then 3 losses in a row to Westwood, Wellesley, and Moses Brown. Moses Brown out of Rhode Island. And so that made it 5-4 on the season at that point. Then Franklin rebounded with a nice win at North Attleboro. Big win, 12-3. And then a close one hosting King Philip back on April 25th, 5-4. Then a loss to Concord Carlisle, 6-1. A win over Milford, 13-2. A loss to Notre Dame Academy of Hingham, 17-4. I think Notre Dame is the top team in Division I. Then a rebound win against Foxborough, 11-7. A loss to Leominster out in North Worcester County, 7-6. A bounce-back win at Oliver Ames, 14-3. Then a win here, a big win against Mansfield, 13-3. Then yesterday evening, game started at 5:30, a win at Bishop Feion, 14-7, while the boys took Bishop Feion here at Piscini Stadium. So it was Franklin over Feion twice yesterday in boys and girls lacrosse. And with the Franklin win on the girls' side, they moved to 11-7 on the season. As we said, they're the number 15 team ranked in the latest MIAA poll, which was just out yesterday. And for Longmeadow, they play in Division II, and they're the number 6 team in the state in that division. So we have it all set up here. It's Longmeadow 6, Franklin 4. Franklin has not scored in this period. In fact, they have not scored since the 5:38 mark of the second period. So they've gone one full quarter, 12 minutes, just about, without scoring. Meanwhile, 4 in a row for Longmeadow. Franklin goal scorers in the first period, Julia Flynn with 2. And then in the second period, Sacchetti and Consigli had 1 each. And for Longmeadow, it's been the Sophia Madeline Shylock story with 3 goals, Sophia Wright with 2, and Preston with 1 for their goal total of 6. 6-4, 5:10 left. Third period, Franklin with it. Sacchetti. She'll drop it down. Franklin looking to stop some momentum that Longmeadow has garnered with Izzy Cross with the ball. This is Katie Ryan for Sacchetti. Back to Flynn in front. It's mishandled and it's going to roll through and picked up by Kudish. Liza to Gabby Consigli. You wonder if the two tough games in 2 nights has had any effect on Franklin here today. Longmeadow did not play yesterday. And there's the turnover. And Natalie Matz, one of their captains, comes out with it for the Lancers with under 4:30 left in the third period. With it now is Madeline Shylock. She's got 3 goals. Out on the left side for Preston, Julia will shoot, and it's blocked. And a foul called, and it'll be a free position for Preston. Julia Preston, a senior, waits for the whistle off the right side. And she charges, she shoots, and it's wide. Picked up in the back line by Sophia Wright for the Lancers. They positioned themselves beautifully on that attempt. Back to Siaglo. Coming up on 3:30 to go in the third period. Again, as she's done in the past, Sophia directing traffic and just holding things down. Preston. Out top, they spin it around. Nice catch there by Shylock, and she takes a bump, and she'll have the free position. Free start here for Shylock. She's got the hat trick so far. And she'll drop it. Back to Shylock, the give and go. The shot in the goal. What a nice play. What a beautiful play. And Madeline Shylick makes it 7-4. Madeline Shylick, the pass and then the return pass to her, and she pumped it home at 2:57. 5 straight goals. Shylick now with 4 goals. 4 goals. She has the last 3 of the game, and this opened up a 3-goal lead. No team has led by 3 goals before. Franklin had a 2-goal lead, and of course prior to this goal, the 2-goal lead for the Lancers. Now they have it by 3 with under 3 minutes to go. 2:57 left, third period. 7-4, the visitors from Longmeadow. Ball is controlled by Sacchetti, and Sophia will take it. Franklin needs to get some goals. Here's his Hansen. For Kudish, back out under the end zone here for Consigli. She shoots, her shot is wide. A nice block by Vanderhoof and chased down by Sacchetti. For Cross. Izzy Cross will take it down. Nowhere to go with it. She still goes through. It's stolen. Siaglo with the steal. Here comes Sophia. Caught by Shylick, and she takes a heavy spill. McCallum locked legs with her, and Shylick goes down. Free position here for the Lancers, but way out deep is Shylick. And she'll drop it on the left side for Preston. Now to Siaglo. Back for Wright. Preston. And once again, the high-scoring Shylick has it for a moment, but drops it for Siaglo. Siaglo goes baseline to Preston. Back out top it comes for Sophia Siaglo. The Lancers on a roll here in the third period. 4 straight goals in this period, 5 in the game. And they take it behind the goal. This is Preston in front. The shot there, and the goal. Another goal, and this one is by Sophia Wright. Wright makes it 8-4. Sophia Wright. Her goal comes at 1:05 of the third period. So right now with a hat trick, she's got 3, Shylick with 4, Preston with 1. 5 goals in a row in this period, 6 straight dating back to the second period, where the last goal was scored by Preston with 2:05 left in that period. It's 8-4. Longmeadow, an explosion here by the Lancers in the third quarter. And Moan and Din will have it at midfield on the draw. In the air, picked off in there by Sacchetti for the Panthers. They've dug themselves into a hole here, down by 4. Ball is loose and picked off by Siaglo. Now it's retained possession is Katie Ryan for the Panthers. Lizzie Cross takes it down, and she takes a bump, continues on with it. Behind the goal for Consigli. She's looping around, still holding off her left shoulder. Cannot shoot. Up front for Katie Ryan. 20 seconds to go in the period. Ryan on the right side for Consigli. Her shot is blocked by Vanderhoof. Point blank range. What a stop by Vanderhoof with 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Sacchetti. She's going to shoot. It's blocked and picked off by Vanderhoof, and that'll end the third quarter of play. There's the horn. A shutout in the third quarter, and it's now 8-4 as 5 goals in a row by Longmeadow. Sophia Wright, Madeline Shylick, Madeline Shylick, Madeline Shylick, and Sophia Wright. So Shylick and Wright with all 5 goals, and Shylick with 3 of those. And we have a 8-4 game as we have 12 minutes left on the scoreboard. here in this Saturday morning matchup between two non-conference foes, the Lancers of Longmeadow and the Panthers of Franklin High. So glad you're with us, fans, on Franklin TV, and we're streaming on YouTube on the Franklin Pride TV channel. Again, just to go over the latest state rankings, baseball, number 16 at a record of 12-6. Softball, number 29, record of 6-12. Boys lacrosse, number 9, 14-2 is their record. Girls lacrosse, number 15, 11-7 is their record. Boys tennis, number 28, 8-8, and girls tennis, number 14, with a record of 14-2. So good luck to Bob Pinchton and the girls tennis team as they get ready for postseason play. With that 14 seed at the moment, they'll probably have a home game to start the playoffs and continue on from there. But they're strong team this year, girls tennis at Franklin. Well, here in this game, it's been a story of two different halves. Franklin fell behind early, but then led most of the first half. Their biggest lead was 4-2. And at that point, it was Gabby Consigli's first goal of the game, following a Sophia Sacchetti goal, which followed two Julia Flynn goals. But then it's been all Lancers since that point. Julia Preston with a goal, and then here in the third period, 5 straight goals. So 6 overall for the Lancers of Longmeadow, and they lead it 8-4 as we start the fourth and final period. 12 minutes up on the clock. The officials again for today, Scott Spellman and Jane Vigilant. Franklin will need some special play here. Talking to Coach Steve Dudek before the game, he was commenting how the team reflects their coach, and what he is very happy about is on his side that there's goals set before the season, and he feels everybody has rallied around the team goals, including the parents, which is sometimes hard to achieve. But the players have bought in, and that's how they've been playing, and they've been, enjoying what he likes about his team. They enjoy playing lacrosse. And he also feels that Franklin, speaking of coach taking on the personality, has the personality of Coach Kristen Igo-Garino, who he saw play because he coached against her in high school when she won 2 state championships against Longmeadow in both times in 06 and 07. Kristen Igo-Garino. Start the fourth period, and Franklin now will go from right to left. Down by 4. Flynn scoops it up. Julia to midfield. Ducks her shoulder, gets tapped away from her, and a player goes down for the Lancers in a turnover, and the ball will go over to Longmeadow. Just the start of the fourth period. All Longmeadow here in the second half. With it for the Lancers is Natalie Matz, one of their captains. Now it comes up to the starring Madeline Shylock. 4 goals for Shylock, looking for more. Madeline takes it baseline to right. Now a new player in there is Cameron Greenman. She did start. Back around it comes to Sophia Siaglo. On the left side for Preston. She has a goal today. Had the last goal of the first half. In front. Charging. Passing. The shot. And the goal again. This time it's Sophia Wright. Wright makes it 9-4. Sophia Wright. For Wright, her 4th goal. At 10:44 here in the fourth period. 9-4 Longmeadow. 7 straight goals for the Lancers after trailing it 4-2. They lead it 9-4. Moan to take the draw with Din. Ball is taken on the fly by Sacchetti. Nice catch by Sophia. Franklin hasn't scored since the second period. Sophia Sacchetti. Remember, 2 games in 2 nights, in 2 days. Actually, less than 24 hours. It was last night that they played, 5:30 game, and now today in the morning. Not even a 24-hour span for 2 games for Franklin. Longmeadow has had some time off, and I think that's been a factor. And now the goal. The goal is scored there by Gabby Consigli. Gabby Consigli scores, breaks a run of 7 straight goals, and Gabby scores for the Panthers. See if it gives them some life at 10:03 for Consigli, her second goal. And Franklin trails it now 9-5. 10:03 the goal. Nice play by Gabby Consigli, her second. So Franklin stops a run of 7 straight goals for the Lancers. And now we have a 9-5 game, still plenty of time left. Players go down hard. Flynn and Shylock go down, and it's going to be controlled by the Panthers as Flynn gathers herself up after taking a heavy collision with Shylock. Franklin has it on the free position, and here they go. This is Flynn. She takes a bump and continues on. Franklin looking to gain some momentum here. Off the last goal by Consigli. This is she with it again. Cross feeds out to Katie Ryan. And Ryan drops it for Vera Hansen. Flynn. Around it goes for Cross. Izzy can't get the shot off. Now Sacchetti. She can't get it off either. Hansen with the stretch and the catch. Flynn. Around it comes to Ryan. Back to Izzy Cross. Franklin. Still down big in this game. Consigli. Katie Ryan will leave it for Sophia Sacchetti. Sophia goes off a screen for Kudish. Back around the net. Consigli looking to pass, nobody open. Gets it over to Katie Ryan. But it's a long possession here. This helps the Lancers. They have the lead. Franklin taking plenty of time, trying to get position to score. We're up to 8:07 to go in the game. Whistle stops play, a violation against the Lancers, and a free position for Sacchetti, but she's way out. So Sophia will start it, and she does for Flynn. Oh, Julia's going to get the free position off the right side. Flynn charges, she shoots, and the goal by Julia Flynn. 2 goals in a row for the Panthers as Flynn puts it home on the free position. It's 9-6, Julia Flynn. And that's the hat trick for Flynn. She scores at 7:41 here in the 4th period. 2 straight. Still some time left, 7:41, not midway through the 4th period yet. So after 7 straight goals by the Lancers, it's 2 straight for Franklin. They're still down by 3. Moan and Din to take the draw at midfield. Referee Scott Spellman working with Jane Vigiant. The ball is loose on the turf and is still loose. A foul on Franklin, and they will give up the ball. It'll go to Nora Din. Din will get the free position. They move it upfield a little bit. Now they give it to Shylock, and she whips it on the right side for Natalie Matz. Natalie is fouled on the play. They'll restart. Clock continues to move. 7:05 and counting. This is Matz. We'll take it. Longmeadow with a 3-goal lead. They led by as many as 5 a couple of minutes ago. And now Matz gets it in play. With it is Piper Watson. Watson drops it on the left side deep. And they take it behind to Sophia Wright. Siaglo, she's been their setup player. Dropped for Molly Henshin. Back under the goal for Carrie Conway. And now to Julia Preston. Preston to Siaglo. The Lancers are in no particular hurry. Siaglo drops it in front. Trying to get a shot off. Taking a few bumps, no call. This is Madeline Shylick. She was in deep. Under 6 minutes to go. So now we're more than midway through the 4th period. Preston holding. Wanted to pass but could not. Leaves it for Siaglo. Coach Steve Dudek alongside there. Palms up. I think he was looking for a call. Siaglo takes it in. Drops it in front for Sophia Wright. She'll backpedal it out to Shylick. Back from Molly Henshin for Siaglo. 5:24 to go. In front for Henshin. Molly cannot get through 2 defenders. And she'll loop it back over to Siaglo. Sophia. Small player, very effective. Ball is on the turf, and it's going to be a violation here. And they're going to call a foul on Franklin, and it's a free position for Madeline Shylick. Shylick with the free position. She's just going to backpedal out. She's not even now. Oh, she faked it. Interesting play by Shylick. She faked like she was just going to backpedal out, and then she turned around and attacked the goal. Ball is loose. Picked up in there by no one. The high drive there. It's out of bounds. It's going to go to Franklin. What a play by Shylick. She tried to deke the Panthers into thinking she was going to drop it back. And then she did a 360 and charged the net. 4:20 left. Franklin down by 3. Pass up for Flynn. Flynn with a hat trick here today. I'm sorry, this is Liza Kudish. And she loses it. Taken back by Shylick. Her pass is up and connected to Sophia Wright. Wright picked up by Kusich. 3:56 to go in the game. Siaglo holding it. It comes out deep for Julia Preston. Back to Siaglo. She gets through Kusich, and she'll take it behind the goal. Streisman in goal for Franklin. Julia Preston with the ball. 3:27 to go for Siaglo. Spinning through. She'll drop it in front. It's wide, and it's picked up by no one. And no whistle, and coming out with it the other way is Shylick. Shylick takes a bump, and she's going to get the free position with 3:01 to go. Shylick this time just simply passes it for Siaglo, and a whistle stops play. And a free position coming up for Siaglo. Sophia, again with that position as though she's going to pass it. We'll see if she does the same thing and turns around and attacks the net. She passes in front. The shot there, the save by Streisman. And they're going to call here they're going to call the goal. I didn't think it went in. They called it a goal. I didn't think it went in. It looked like it fell right at the feet of Streisman, but it's going to be a goal for Longmeadow, and that breaks the 2-goal mini run for Franklin, and it's 10-6, and that one could be the one that closes this one out. 2:29, didn't see who scored for Longmeadow. but they're on the board again here in the fourth quarter. 2 goals apiece, so it remains a 4-goal lead as it was after 3. 8-4, it's now 10-6. So Franklin, a bit of a stumble here today against a strong Longmeadow team, number 6 in the state in Division II. Siaglo has it. Sophia will charge all the way through. She shoots and she scores. Icing on the cake, Sophia Siaglo. That's her first goal, I believe, of the game, unless she got the last one. Siaglo makes it 11-6, and that comes at 2:12 to go. So apparently no win here today for Franklin. They had been playing good lacrosse. They had won 3 in a row over Oliver Ames, 14-2, over Mansfield, 13-3, and over Fian, 14-7. But today, they've met a stiff foe in Longmeadow who leads them 11-6 with 2:12 to go in the game. Ball in the air, and Sacchetti tries for it. Still trying for it, and knocks it out of bounds. It'll go over to Longmeadow. 2 minutes to go in the game. So Franklin will have to regroup for senior night on Monday against Taunton. Look to get back in the winning ways. Last 2 minutes here in the game. Siaglo got the last goal for the Lancers. Looking for Wright. She spins through, she shoots, and she scores. Sophia Wright. Longmeadow pouring it on. It's 12-6. And that goal comes at 1:30, just 42 seconds after the last goal. And Wright with 5 goals here today. Sophia Wright with 5. Madeline Shylick with 4. Those are your leading scorers for the Lancers. They lead at 12-6. So Franklin looking up on the scoreboard, seeing that they're down by 6 with just 90 seconds to go in the game. Great second half performance by the Lancers. Ball is high in the air, and it's tapped around, and Shylick comes down with it. She's played a great game, Madeline Shylick. Shylick with 4 goals, Wright with 5. Winding down here in this one. Siaglo to Wright. Now to Molly Henshin. This is Kerry Conway, and she'll loop it down for Chloe Anderson. Anderson will take it back out for Molly Henshin, the sophomore. Under a minute to go in the game. Preston. Out it comes to Conway for Henshin. Back to Siaglo. Sophia. Baseline. Right in position. She shoots too high over everything. And first to the ball is Chloe Anderson with 28 seconds to go in the game. A couple of big scorers for the Lancers. Shylick and Wright dominating with 9 of their 12 goals. Time winding down in this one. Henshin for Shylick, for Siaglo. In front, Wright. Quadruple teamed, and there's the horn ending it. So Franklin loses it 12-6. They led at halftime 4-3, but it was all the Lancers in the second half, save for 2 goals in the fourth quarter, won by Consigli and Julia Flynn. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here of Franklin TV on girls lacrosse as the Panthers drop to 14-3 on the season and Longmeadow moves to 12-5. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. I'd like to thank our producer, our director, our camera operator today, Chris Flynn, among the first to arrive and the last to leave. This is Pete Royce with the final score for the final time today from Piscini Stadium in Franklin. It's Longmeadow 12 and Franklin 6.